Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back into the Rainbow Six Siege Benelux Coffee Time. My name is Fraser. I'm joined today by Stein Hap Hapers. Hello there, Hap. How are you, my buddy?
I'm doing really well, thank you, Fraser. How are you? I'm gonna out you now because you said it's coffee time, but you just literally 10 seconds ago said you were drinking hot choco. So,
Look,
yeah, defend yourself out of this one.
he's not wrong. Actually, for my birthday, I got a hot chocolate machine, and it is the best thing ever. Look at that.
Dude, I would love to have a hot chocolate machine for my birthday. That's actually a good present.
It is glorious. It's a luxury item. Anyway, welcome on in, Hap. You know, it's a pleasure to have you here. Finally, we're looking into the second playdate of the Benelux League Season 6 coming up tomorrow. So, kind of looking at this, it's been built up for a while. It's been a while since we've had, Season 5, and all of, the finals, all the fun stuff that happened way back when last year. Looking at it now, you've obviously kind of moved over, you've upgraded up to EOL, APAC North, all of that fun jazz, but you still come back to Benelux. Why? How come?
It's basically, I don't know how to say it, like, completely right, because it's like, I've been there since day one. I've been literally the first one to set up a team and start competing in Benelux. And I've been there since day one, and I've continued to support. And I was like, at the start, I was a very annoying guy just poking Milan, like, hey, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that. But that, like, turned into like a corporation where I was like, me and Milan were always a bit like screaming on how can we improve the league. Eventually I became an intern as well, just quickly stepping up, doing some of it on the backside. And I'm still doing that now. So even though I'm doing EUL, I'm not going to have the opportunity to cast as much anymore due to conflicting dates, APEC and stuff like that. I still decided that I want to make sure that at least the vision we have for Benelux is still going to be carried out. So I'm trying to do as much as I can to assist where I can.
I mean, you just mentioned it right there. You came from a player's background. You're looking over towards Wendigo. That's been a couple of years. But looking at the growth that you've had and kind of the development that you've had in that time, the scene must have changed a lot since when you first came in, right? And now we're looking over towards, Peter Bass, Rabbit, our brand new kind of community guy. We've got a bright future ahead, right? I mean, how are you feeling about that, first off?
It's definitely like this season is a change, a big change compared to what we used to have, right? Because we're spreading out the play days over multiple weeks right now. There's a transfer period in between, which is synced up with the global transfer window because we wanted to professionalize the scene, right? We wanted to push them ready for the next step. And we're like, all right, maybe this year is going to be a bit problematic for some of the teams in that case. But it's better, like, rather sooner than later that we have this professionalization, right? So yeah, we're going in for a very bright future, and I think that after this season we are going to be able to make it even bigger, make it even better, because right now we're in a little bit of a transition phase to like get everybody used to the new formatting we're using.
Yeah, I remember having a wee chat with you a couple of weeks back, and we were just having some discussions about our thoughts and our feelings on the Benelux region kind of as a whole, and you mentioned something that I want to highlight here, which was a lot of people kind of view Benelux as a bit of a testing ground for new ideas, new thoughts on how you could maybe cast or provide content, or maybe try out different rules and different maps. And when we're looking at the Benelux region as a whole, historically it has shown itself to be kind of up there with the best of the other national leagues, bringing in different talent, different opportunities and different ideas about Rainbow. Right?
Yeah, it's not like something that is coming down from like headquarters, for example, like, hey, you guys got to test this out. But no, it's more so that we are looking ourselves for improvements. And I always say, well, fuck it. Let's like,
fuck it, just
why
not
try? Why not try? Let's just try and then like for example, try something what we did with the studio, or try something we did with the broadcasting. And right now with like an intro, for example, I'm like, just do it. Like, why not try?
What's
like,
the harm?
You can only, well, it's still, it's your national, but we're not being watched by 80,000 people, right? So if we make a mistake once, or we go up to something which doesn't really work editorial wise, it's not really that big of a deal. But if you find something that works, that can siphon through to other national leagues and potentially
Yeah.
even bigger leagues. So it's, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about one of the changes that you guys have made here, which was
Yeah.
obviously going into the Dutch kind of only broadcasts. For
Yeah.
bit of a controversial choice for, for some
It
community
is.
members, but there's a reason for it, and it has proven itself to be, hey, it's working so far. You've had, I believe you said it was like a 350%
Yeah, it's
increase in
318,
viewers.
yes. Yeah,
That's
and
mad.
this is kind of the thing, right? Because I was working on the same project in that meantime with Milan. It was actually
Yeah,
part of my thesis of transitioning us from ESL to Meta, from English to Dutch. Like I was going to be helping that aid in transition, so I did some
yep,
background research on it and stuff like that. But I myself, I was very biased towards the English language, and that was due to the fact, of course, like I like English casting more than I like Dutch casting.
yep,
I think it just sounds a bit better, but that aside, it's
yep.
also good for allowing talent to potentially grow through to the biggest stages. And I myself, as talent in that
That's a good
case,
example of that.
I'm an example of that, of course, yeah.
Yep,
Um, but everything I basically found was that Dutch was better. Like, if you are
yep,
talking to the Dutch Burger King, for example, or Pepsi, or Coca-Cola, or McDonald's, like any company, they're
yep,
not going to be sponsoring their local budgets to a league that gets a wide audience. Because, like, if they get like 3,000 viewers, but only 1% is Dutch, that's
yep,
wasted money. But if you get like 500 viewers, which is 90% Dutch, then the budget is in a better place. So, like, first of all, for partners, it would be way more accessible. Second
yep.
of all, we were an English broadcast, which means that it's really hard to get a front page on Twitch because there's a lot of other stuff going about.
Hmm.
So going to Dutch, Twitch Netherlands, like they were very happy to have us on the front page there, and they wouldn't do it if we weren't streaming in Dutch. So like that's the second reason, right? That's also
Yeah,
a bit more because, and then people are like, yeah, but front page is inflated viewers, but no, not really, because if out of the 500 people that see it on the front page, if only one sticks, it's already been worth it.
yeah.
So
And I mean, it's looking towards how, obviously, and kind of the world right now in 2021, globalization is a very big thing. But just
yeah,
as important as that is localization, recognizing that at the end of the day, Ubisoft Benelux, or correction, Ubisoft Netherlands, apologies. The whole task here isn't about the global scene; it's about the Benelux scene, and it should be about
yeah.
making sure that your region is as best as it can be. And sometimes, in this instance, it would be better to focus on, okay, what can we do in our local region to ensure that we are doing the best that we can to provide the best service, but the best product to everyone. And looking at it right now, I think obviously being able to cast in Dutch, it opens up the doors in a way that a lot of people wouldn't expect. From my own, from my own experience, I'm very lucky. I cast primarily in English. That means that my opportunities will be a lot wider in theory compared to people who might only speak, or might only cast in French, German, Dutch, etc. But it's not about me. It's about the community, and it's about what, the
Yeah.
the Dutch community and the Benelux community as a whole, I should specify there, needs, right? Which is
Yeah, and I mean,
stability.
there is still a lot of Dutch people that are willing and really want us to go for English. However, we just saw like the viewerships were just down that much. And the reason for that being another one that I was looking into, we are
Yeah,
competing with other nationals, with PG nationals, French League,
Nordics.
German League, every Nordics, all on the same day. And they generally have better teams than us. Like, or a
I
closer
think Gamma
competition
might
to
want to
some state.
complain about that
Well,
one.
no. Like in like if you take the average level, like
Yeah,
the average level might be better, right? So if you have G2 versus Secret or Rogue versus whatever in GSA, or you have Gamma stomping 4 Element 7-0, right? Which one are you
mhm,
going to be looking at? If you're not a fan of Gamma, that is. Like, which one are you going to be looking at? So it's like the competition as well. So instead of diversifying, we went to like specialize onto a certain like
yeah.
um, target audience, and with that, you only target that audience, and they will not have to choose between, okay, do I go to this English cast or this English cast? Oh, Dutch cast, let's go, because there we go.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking at it that being entirely realistic, Benelux. at least in my opinion here, the goals that you should be looking towards and the target audience that you're aiming for, it's not a global audience. You're looking for just bringing in more people from the Benelux region, bringing in, new viewers that are already a part of this kind of this region, this area. Because at the end of the day, it's all well and good having, 1,000 viewers, but of those 1,000 viewers, where are they from? Ubisoft Netherlands isn't gonna benefit from having some fans over in the United States of America.
That's exactly it. And then people are like, but like the players have less opportunity to be noticed. And then I'm gonna be like, the coaches watch the VODs muted anyway. They don't care about what the casters say. If they are interested in you, they'll watch it anyway, so it doesn't matter. We don't care if you have a fan in like the United States or Germany for that matter. Like a fan in the Netherlands or in Belgium or in Luxembourg is like 1,000 times more valuable as like, I think at least, if you're looking at local perspectives.
I mean, let's also look at it from a positive note as well here, where, as you mentioned, looking over towards, the Dutch Burger King, looking over towards these new partners that would otherwise be inaccessible if you're in an English broadcast. Because, well, as you mentioned, if I'm representing a corporation or a company, I'm going to be looking towards investing sponsorships or partnerships with people that's going to benefit me. And with the Benelux region, well, I think it's going to look a lot better kind of for the future. And I think that we're probably going to see that kind of playing into it is that, well, going into a Dutch broadcast, we're probably going to see more investment and more opportunities, not just for the players, but for the viewers, for the community members.
Yeah.
Which is, at the end of the day, what this is all about. It's about everyone benefiting.
Like, it's about potential partners as well, right? Like,
yeah.
That way we can get some extra budget, for example, in the league, make it even bigger, make it even bigger, for example. And we already saw with the JBL Cup, JBL was really interested in coming to sponsor that. And who knows, people might be aligning themselves up for the finals or Split 2 or maybe even the Cup, which could potentially happen later this year.
Yeah, I mean, because as you mentioned, we've already had the JBL Cup, Benelux Cup, on top of also Benelux League Season 6. All of these different kind of opportunities, these different tournaments or competitions, is something that a lot of regions don't necessarily have. When we look over towards the UK scene as a good example for this, well, we've got UK Nationals 1, which is first division, the main division, second division, and that's about it. There feels like there's a big gap in between, okay, Tier 3 and Tier 4. Tier 4 being any non-kind of Ubisoft-affiliated tournament or competition for a lot of people, right? So we're looking at this. The Benelux is actually doing pretty well for this because we've had the bi-weeklies and they've proven, they bring in a little bit of, a couple of players in it here and there. Some of these players that participate in the bi-weeklies, maybe they'll go on to play in some of the Benelux Cups. Some of these, teams that came from the Benelux Cup directly qualified into the Benelux League, and so on and so forth. And it's building up the foundations of an entire region, of an entire ecosystem, right, Hab?
Yeah, I mean, there is a little bit of hurt, of course, with the whole COVID pandemic because some of our local lands are being postponed. The party, the reality, Tweakers Gaming Live, if that would even continue to go on. So there's a bunch of them that is just no longer able to be happening. And that was also a good ground, just like you guys have Epic Land, all that kind of stuff. So, we have that, and then we try and have the bi-weeklies when the rest of the competition is down. So, like, Tier 1 Benelux competition is on, no bi-weeklies. It's off, bi-weeklies activated again, just to always have something up and allow people to compete because, it's eventually what you want. You want to have as many opportunities as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's, what? I will say, like, from casting the bi-weeklies in the nice way possible, no one gives a shit. It's great. It's just a bit of fun. You see all of these different teams coming together. Abash, a couple mixed teams. I remember you and Milan played in one of them, didn't you?
Oh yeah, no, that didn't really go well. No.
Do you want to explain? Do you want to explain that to us, Hap?
I think we played against Red Falcons actually.
You're not gonna.
Why are you laughing at them? They're in the Benelux. I don't know what you're laughing about.
Fucking done by fucking Red Falcons.
Yeah, but they're in the Benelux League, Fraser. Listen,
I
beat you inside of the 6-me Invitational. You had Ben Citizen McMillan on your team, and I still managed to beat you. I'm just saying, like, what does this say about you and the whole UK scene?
KD.
What does this say about the whole UK scene, Fraser? When I am being beat by Red Falcons, whilst I beat the UKIN team with the best player in the UL right now. I'm just
Let
saying.
me know. Come back to me when you can actually toss a fucking C4 out a fucking mirror window.
There
Alright?
was a bug, but we're not talking about that because let's stay positive
This
here.
is why I prefer Todesma.
Because
Speaking
he's
of which,
calm. I at least take the confrontation when it's necessary, you know? Like
fuck
defending
off
my
with that.
region with heart and soul.
Speaking of which, okay, let's talk a little bit more about the region, okay? One of the first times I ever casted with you, way back down the line, Challenger League Season 11 qualifiers, okay? We had Hekolnizerd, right?
Colonizer.
Hekolnizerd, like,
Yeah.
fuck off, alright? Get colonized, right?
Like we did with your flagship back in the old days with Michiel de Ruiter. But yeah, go on.
Careful now, Hap.
No, just, yeah, it's fine. Go on. A little bit of
Fucking
history lesson here.
Waterloo. Alright, look!
No, go on. Don't worry. Like, I'll
How's Gamma doing? How's Gamma doing? How's he well?
Well, I
Oh
mean,
wait,
they
hang
did
on a
kinda
minute.
beat
I'm
7-0.
sorry. I can't hear you over the fact that Kavana.
Listen,
Kavana!
have you ever listened to me in the UL stream? I'm always throwing
No,
shade at
I
them.
mute your casting.
Yeah, I do
I mute
myself
your
as well.
casting.
Don't worry.
The only people I like listening to: Jess, Ace, Des, Luke, everyone but yourself.
Do you mute when I'm like talking? Like, you
Yeah,
have a
it's
little
like
mute button.
mute, unmute.
Yeah, it's okay. But how do you know when Fluke's talking then?
Because you can see the viewership go up.
Oh, all right. Okay, yeah. No, it makes sense. Perfect sense, actually.
So anyway, let's talk about this right now. So Hekolnizerd, they've been around the scene for a while, right? You know, going from Hekolnizerd, picked up by Lowland Lions, and then transitioning over towards Gamma Gaming, having that kind of stability for a long period of time. They've been the top dogs within Benelux League for a while. But as you mentioned there, Red Falcons, one of the up-and-coming teams, kind of kicked your ass in a bi-weekly. Well, looking at this, do you have a lot of faith in some of these new teams that have kind of formed up over the last year or so? Do you think, like, we're going to see some more competition towards that throne that Gamma have been sitting on for so long?
Maybe not this season yet. What we did see was during the Benelux Cup, we had Aethra putting up some good fight against Gamma, right? They managed to do decently well. I feel like KVM might be the team that has the opportunity to bring it the closest. But the thing is, for the past 3 years, the core of Gamma has been playing together. Leonski, FIH, DPEC. They've beaten Liquid on LAN.
Yep.
I'm just saying. They managed to get Fabian stuck in a frost mat twice in one round. He's the best player in the world. They managed to catch off there. They are on another level compared to most of the Benelux teams, and they are always going to be the benchmark. And, you know, some people might say, oh, they're so toxic on Twitter, they're calling everybody shit, they're calling the whole competition trash. I think it's just them trying to motivate the players to do better, because it is necessary. At some point, they will be kicked off the throne. And I would love to see it happen this season. But, like, they are not in Challenger League now. They will have to requalify. And you saw it in the first play that when they beat 7-0 on 4 elements. Like, they're not holding back now. They're not sitting with 3 people on a cubby just waiting for them to walk in. No, they're actually throwing themselves out of the windows for it.
I look at this as being a good opportunity for the teams that are coming into this, looking over towards Gamma and thinking, we can learn from this. We can take these playdays as a good learning experience. We've got 14 playdays total, I believe, with a nice little split in the middle there. So it's a lot of time. These seems to grow and develop. And I think, looking over towards Gamma Gaming, yeah, they are kind of up there. But it's about the teams that are lower down and about how they can start pushing up. Because at the end of the day, you're always going to have a certain skill kind of ceiling for some teams. And obviously that's dependent on the players and the teams. But it's about looking over towards what potential they have and what they're going to do with that potential. And I think that's going to be the thing that I want to see throughout kind of the next kind of few playdays.
It is something you also see in the different kind of nationals. You can, for example, now have Kavana, they have Navi and M&M, which are all in tier 2 or up. Like, the lower teams, they can use that as experience. They can learn and basically put themselves on the map, onto the profile. Same goes for GSA, same goes for Friends League. It allows these teams to develop. And yes, you might not have seen it during Challenger League for some of these teams, as they might have dropped out a little bit early, but I hope that the same is happening with Benelux, that instead of people being butthurt about having Gamma in the league who is just going to win everything anyway, look at what they're doing and how you can implement that yourself. Because yes, they have some incredible gunners like Avich, really good player. Deepak is probably one of the best players that is currently not inside of EUL, I dare to say. Leonski, like, we don't talk about Leonski, but it's still fine. They still have, like, sorry, Leonski, I love you, by the way. But anyway, they have some of the best players in the Benelux, and then you have KVM, which have Duco, who is a big promising talent. And I think that if he manages to continue growing, he might be like on par soon with the members in Gamma. But we need the rest of the players to do that as well.
I mean, you just mentioned something that I really want to highlight and kind of hark onto, which is Gamma Gaming being within Benelux League. And that's not too dissimilar, actually, from the UK Premiership back when we had Team Secret participating there. A lot of teams and a lot of people were sitting there going, oh, well, this is unfair. They're, all the way up, in Tier 1. How can they possibly be allowed to compete in UK Premiership? You know what happened? Teams learned from it. A lot of teams got absolutely slammed. They got hammered, demolished, eviscerated. I can't think of any other words. But yeah, you get the idea. But the thing is, the teams learned from that. And I think what we saw over time was that, well, these teams started to play up against each other in this crucible and this kind of, trial by fire. A lot of teams either burned out, fizzled out, or they succeeded. And we've seen that now when we're looking at the current UK 1 kind of, top teams. You've got, as mentioned, Kavana Gaming, Navi, M&M, Wild. These four in particular I would highlight, even though half of them, Wild and M&M, aren't in EUL, I believe, no bias here, I believe that they could put up a pretty good fight against a lot of Tier 2 or Tier 1 teams. And I don't think that's down to, I'm not going to say that's purely because they're British, but I'd say it's because of the teams and the experience that they've had fighting throughout UK 2, UK 1 to get to that stage. And I think that it's about Benelux League getting that same kind of trial, those trials and tribulations that force teams to evolve, otherwise they're not going to get anywhere. And I think, well, looking over towards the next few playdays, we've got that kind of lined up. Hap.
Yes.
Good question.
Okay.
Say, for example, you're in a battle royale. Okay. Who's the one person in Benelux that you want to have your back? Okay.
Avich, actually. But that's due to the fact that, okay, listen.
Okay.
We've been playing, like, it was a Benelux Cup, like the Benelux Championships back then. And Avich was laying down prone inside a CCTV behind the monitors. He was just checking his drone. I think Kix went really mad about this anyway. So if you ever find the clip, it's going to be great fun. I think Deus was the team we played again, or was it Initio? I don't know which team it was anymore, but they came in trying to go for a flank. I believe it was Snuff on Initio, actually. And he shot me in the back. And at that moment, Avich got off the drone, and Snuff was standing right on top of him. So, like, he just shot it back because Snuff thought it was a dead body. So I might have gone a bit baited there.
Was that Border?
Like, yeah, it was Border, but at least he gets the refrag.
I think I may have seen that clip.
Really
I remember,
funny.
like, an old one on that. Alright, so who would you kill first in a BR? Of the Benelux scene. Like, just imagine, we all drop down into, like, the middle of Amsterdam. It's chaos, madness everywhere. Who's gonna be the first one? Who's the first death in a BR? I'm gonna start off, and I'm gonna say probably. Ooh, I'm gonna dob in Toldesma.
No, because Toldesma has this sweet voice, so everybody's gonna be trying to keep him alive for as long as possible because they just fall in love with it.
So who do you think? Who would it be?
Probably Sternap, because hashtag fuck Sternap.
Sternap? No. Sternap would be fucking terrifying. Could you just imagine Sternap coming down with a fucking crossbow?
It doesn't really help you in a gunfight, though.
Who needs a gunfight? How are you going into a gunfight against Sternap? He's like fucking Gigabrain.
I'm not saying it. I don't like being put in the spot right here, but I'm just trying to meme myself out of it. I don't like. Okay, not stirring up then. If you don't agree with it,
I don't. Come on, someone else. Let's go.
Who could we go for? Probably Anthux in that case.
How's he gonna die? I'm thinking like Trident.
He's probably watering his plant with some Barladuc and then gets shot in the face whilst he's doing it.
What?
So, plant, like a plant.
Yeah,
Can you
but
see
he's
stream?
watering it with what? A Barleduc?
With Barleduc, yes, it's a carton full of water, and the brand is called Barleduc. So it's just branded water that he just tosses in. Can you see on stream? Like
Nope.
they had downtime, and he just grabbed this plant because it needed some water, and he grabs like the carton of water and just like starts pouring it in because it needed water. Like live on stream, really enjoying actually. You like the plant whisperer that lets his plants die, but close to that, yes.
This isn't how I expected today to go at all. Oh. Do you have any plants? You've got
I
a
don't
pet.
actually.
You've got 2 puppies.
I do
don't
have
you?
2. I have a golden retriever who's now officially cancer free. I got a
Hey,
Jack
let's
Russell
go!
and
Sorry,
a
I'm
cat.
really happy.
No, don't worry. And a cat that I saved from the street because the mum got driven over. So, yeah.
Can you show any of them on stream? Can
Not
we,
at the moment,
so
no, because I'm at the top floor, so like I'm not going to be
if
able
we
to
were
get
to
them
go
up
for
there.
a break in a few minutes, if we go for a quick break,
I have pictures I can send, but
oh yes, please do me a favor, put them in Discord, and then we will show them after this break. We are going to go for a brief break, just so that way we can grab some more coffee.
show Kamel.
I wonder if I could get away with drinking alcohol on stream.
Okay, let's not do that. I think that's illegal.
Yeah, let's probably not do that. What we are going to do is we're going to go for a quick break just whilst we organise some things out. We'll be back with a brief analyst segment coming up rather shortly. So we're going to talk about, well, not only last week's Playday number 1, but also the upcoming Playday number 2. So please don't go anywhere unless you're going to go follow Hap on Twitter at Hap_R6.
No, frick. I'm on cam every day. I should know.
We're tripping all around and girl, we don't know nobody. There's people all around, but girl, it's a private party. We don't know nobody. There's people all around, but love, it's a private party. And I'm tripping, you're tripping.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Coffee Time Podcast. My name is Riz. I'm joined as usual by Hap. Hello there, buddy. And oh my god, look how cute he
Oh,
is.
you mean that, buddy?
What's up, man?
That's Buddy, actually. And he had a surgery due to the fact that he had a tumor on the left jaw, top jaw. So they had to remove it. And he's actually the model now because it was the first time they managed to do a surgery like that. Took a couple of surgeons to do it, a couple of hours as well. And he's recovering now, and he's officially tumor-free, so.
Can we please get some love hearts in the chat right now for Buddy? What a brave boy. Can you please give him some treats as well after stream?
He's not allowed to have treats right now. He's not allowed to chew.
Give him hugs. Give him a big hug, like a bear hug. Oh my lord!
So that's Arrow with Buddy. Arrow was a kitten, which basically was starving and dehydrated when I picked her up from the street. Like her mother got ran over 2 days before in front of our house. So yeah, and Buddy is basically like her dad. Like she cleans him up basically as well, and uses him as a cuddle machine.
And then you also have a third puppy as well. I don't know if you have
do.
a photo. Explain, please.
I think there it is. They just like to like hang out. It's a rough-haired Jack Russell, and he literally has Duracell batteries inside of him. He doesn't stop. He's always playing around. Actually likes to play hockey, and not the way you might imagine. Like he has a ball which he then rolls around, and then he grabs like a plushie or something, and he starts hitting it, playing around with it through the room, and then passes it to you if you walk past, and you have to shoot it back, otherwise he gets mad. So yeah.
Oh,
He's like 7 years old.
So how long have you had him for?
Summer is 7 months old, I believe, and Buddy is 6 years old, and the cat, like Arrow, is 4 years old. I don't know actually. I forgot about that. She's a bit of a bitch anyway, so she's not allowing me to pick her up. She only wants pets in the morning and milk when I'm done drinking, and that's it. So
she's adorable. Okay, give her all of the love that
I do.
Will
I mean, we raised her from like the ground up because she was like, I think 1.5 weeks old when we found her. So,
who's your favorite?
It's hard to choose between your 3 children, Fraser.
Fuck off! That's a bullshit answer. You know. Come on, who's your favorite?
I think Buddy, because of the fact that he was the dog I got to choose for the family. He's also the dog I raised and trained, and he's the one that we got right after my grandpa passed away. So he was like extra emotional value for it, which you actually saw in the other picture on the right top of the screen. But yeah, so Buddy is the one that is my, like back in the day, he wouldn't sleep when he was a puppy. He would only sleep if I was laying in the couch, and he would like lay underneath the couch and would sleep there. So when he was done with the surgery, I actually had to sleep downstairs again because he was in pain and stuff like that. So yeah.
I love this.
I'm an animal person. Like I love animals.
I think a lot of people are, and especially right now with COVID, the way things are right now, I think a lot of people are again kind of realizing just the emotional impact that pets have on us, right? I know Manon has a cat called Eeny Weeny. She's so small and tiny. I don't know if Milan has a cat or a dog.
No, he doesn't have pets. No.
No.
Not that I'm aware of, at least. You know, like unless he made some crazy purchase somewhere. But
what about Todd's? Who else? Who do you think would be like? Who do you think would be the crazy cat person of the Benelux region?
Definitely Antux.
He's got plants. He's a crazy plant person.
Yeah, but I mean, next step is
branching
cats,
out.
I don't know, dude. You might be branching out, maybe.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Let's carry on. Actually, let's get back onto a more serious note, other than very cute puppies. Goodbye, buddy. You're adorable. Alright, let's talk a little bit more about Playday number 1. That was last Wednesday. We had quite a few interesting matches. We had 4 matches in particular. Some of them a little bit longer than others. So let's start off with the first one. Obviously, we had Team 7M versus KVM. KV Mechelen, or Mechelen, KVM. Mechelen.
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 Yeah, that's closer.
That fucking team. Alright, let's just go with that. Team 7am versus KVM Esports. So, did see Villa being brought out. I think that was interesting. KVM decided to ban out Coastline in order to get Villa out there. It's a map that we've seen quite often by a lot of teams in Benelux region. It's been one of the most played by almost every single team. It's a solid performance coming down from KVM, and I think it was a bit of a rough time actually for Team 7am. They had a bit of a rough go of it. I believe it was a 7-1 scoreline there. Duco in particular, Hap, okay, he went 15 kills, okay, 15 kills, 5 deaths, 7 rounds.
He did, yeah. And I can give you a really easy explanation for it. He just gets droned in, and 7am had no idea what was happening. Like, they brought the Mozzie, weren't able to catch the drones of guard, and he's just able to get like 2-3 kills. And there's a reason why he was named Benelux MVP last cup, and why he did quite okay in Challenger League, besides the team not really doing the best. So yeah, like, he's a powerhouse, and KVM is really lucky to have him aboard. And he's going to be really important for their, well, future fight against Gamma, I think.
And I mean, let's look at that and add a bit more kind of depth into what you've just said there. When we're looking at it, it's not just about Duco, but it's about the entire team and the support players that are operating on KVM that are providing this this insight and this information that players like Duco and Nick are able to kind of bound back on. And we see it actually being played out here. Lion is another interesting one that I want to highlight here. We've seen Lion being brought out as a pick. A global operator has a very nice bit of utility there with the gadget as well. The Lion EE1D can be used very effectively to shut down and isolate out some of these roamers. KVM have been doing a superb job of basically shutting down their own play on Villa. KVM starting out on attack first. It's a bit rough. You'd generally be expecting that the defenders are going to have...
Sorry.
It's okay. I was literally about to point that out, but that's fine. Exactly that. You would have thought that going on attack first on Villa, that would in theory be harder than defending first, right? But they didn't.
Yeah. So something we are seeing now, though, is that with the current meta change in all regions, the game is starting to get less and less defense-sided. We are heading more towards a 50-50 split. Of course, 5-1 or I think it was a 5-1 doesn't really show 50-50 split. But with the way that the ADSs have been changed, for example, it's a lot easier to get rid of the utility, also with shields being tossed around, all that kind of stuff, right? So it allows you to go more into that fragging role. It's for an example why we see Empire struggle at the top, because they were really good at clearing out the utility. What's left now? Just the fragging. Well, everybody can do that, and Duco as well, really good at that. But you also have Quecco. As you said, everybody knows how to frag right there. But what I think is that KVM is a team that has been has a lot of experience from people that have played over very different teams, very different nationals, put together and scrim like very regularly as well. So I think that they are maybe next to Gamma one of the most invested teams currently.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I like about KVM's lineup right now is look at the lineup. Look at the operators that they're bringing out in some of these rounds here. And I like how varied they can be, how versatile they can be. The lineup of operators that they bring out depends on the map. For example, on Villa, we've seen them bringing out global operators like the Lion. I want to see more of this. I want to see them potentially bringing out a Dokkaebi, maybe spreading it, maybe bringing other utility operators like a Capitao, a Gridlock as well. Nomad has been brought out very effectively by KVM. And I think this is probably something that we're going to see continued throughout the next couple of play days. It's the fact they don't need to bring the Zofia, the Ashe, a Maverick, and a Yana for all of the versatility. They can kind of bring out what they want, and they can specialize into that. And I think that works out very well. Looking over towards activity... Oh, go on.
Sorry, I was going to say they can, but I don't think they should be relying too much on using the global abilities.
Yeah.
Because against maybe like the more difficult teams, it's not going to be helping you as much as it is right here, because right now you're winning your gunfights. But when you're coming up against the people like Gamma, for example, who will be fighting back and are not afraid to push right through, maybe other utility would have been more useful. But that's like a whole discussion on the side. Yeah.
So let's move on real quick over towards activity versus Game Fist. And this was a surprising one for me. It went back and forth. Hennessy and Cyber both had pretty cracking games. And, when we look over towards Hennessy on the side of activity, we saw him going ballistic and so many of the rounds. This is something that we've seen kind of with the Benelux region, hasn't it? That some of these players just pop off every single game. And having someone that can really step up for your team, like Hennessy, this side of activity, I think it really puts their team in a favourable position looking over towards how they can win out some of these rounds.
Of course, yes, and that's also a thing in the nationals, right? Like what you see,
Yep.
like the higher you go, the more all-rounded the team is. The lower you go in
Yep.
terms of like tier 3 now in the nationals, there's often like these star players that are really showing up, putting up all the work, which makes it just so much more easy because then everybody else is on par. You just have the one guy that is like a shoulder head
Yeah.
compared to people. Hennessy was definitely that guy during that game. Also, want to give a highlight to Yuri. He's been a player that has been playing Benelux for a long while.
Yeah.
Also has been improving quite a lot, so he's like a very consistent backline right now. But what was
Hmm.
interesting about the match itself was Game Fist is majority ex Aethra, who brought it really close to Gamma, and they now get 3-7, I believe it was, by
Yeah.
by Activity, who is basically a new team just
Yeah.
coming together out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was honestly kind of expecting that that would have been a Game Fist game, but it wasn't. It was a 7-3.
Yeah.
The fact that we saw activity coming out on defense first, yeah, that's not a massive surprise. Game Fist chose this map. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more from them. I'm a little bit concerned maybe they just weren't having the best of games, but someone I'd highlight from Game Fest would have been Cyber. And it's actually the fact that both Hennessy and Cyber were the only players to go double-digit kills. We had 14 and 5 for Hennessy and 13 to 7 for Cyber. So looking at the Ash player there, Cyber kind of taking that entry frag role, living up to it. They got the plant down a couple of times, but they weren't really able to secure it. And my question would be here, what's the communication like? What is the team play like? Obviously, Playday number 1, we're coming into this. It was a bit rough, but we've got Playday 2 coming up literally tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're going to see changes, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? It is something very concrete that's going wrong. It's not like, oh, the attacks are just not working out. No, they managed to actually get the plans down. It's just the after plan which is kind of scuffed. And that is due to the fact that they either lack information or didn't set themselves up properly.
Yep.
Those are two concrete things that you can work on. I'm not
Mhm.
saying it's easy, but it makes it easier for you as a team to try and improve on that, right? Like,
Yep.
you try and, like, for scrims, for example, you try and push yourself more into afterplan situations rather than going for the kill shots. Like, just focus on those kind of things more. So I think that we will be seeing an improved Game Fist over the next week, yes.
Alright, so I do actually want to swap on over to, well, actually, it's technically the second match, Clutch Rain versus Red Falcons. Now, for me, this was by far the highlight of the night. It was an overtime match point game on Oregon. Both
Yeah.
teams gave it their best. Clutch Rain came in and went absolutely fucking fire. Fucking barn burner. Red Falcons, good effort, good attempt. What I saw, or actually, correction, I said it was an Oregon game, it wasn't, it was a Villa. I meant to say that Clutch Rain banned Oregon, but anyway, besides the point, analyst, by the way. Both of these teams went in. I was expecting, okay, maybe one of these teams will kind of come out a little bit more dominant than the other. But that was really not the case. We saw two teams that came in kind of from. I think both teams kind of had a rough go during the qualifiers, but looking at how they were able to perform today, I think it showed that, well, the skill level and comparison between them is actually pretty close, which I think is good. Even though we did see, Red Falcons losing it, I think it shows promise and potential for the future. If they were able to get one overtime, let's see what they could maybe try and do for today and tomorrow, right?
I was really surprised by Red Falcons in specific, due to the fact that the whole situation around them going into
Yeah.
Benelux eventually, because they were asked last second, like, "Hey guys, can you play?"
Yeah.
Because Team X and X doesn't have their like. So what we do is like every player, every team needs to be handing in a player card,
Yeah.
a bunch of other information on the rulebook, like proof of residency, just to make sure people aren't frauding with
Yeah.
residency and stuff like that. So we like to be ahead of that. Original deadline was given, not met. A little bit of an extension, not met. So Red Falcons was given the opportunity, managed to do it in 2 hours, I believe. So like really quick on them,
Okay.
and managed to actually find themselves like they got beaten really badly on the first day, I have to say, right? But they managed to actually get in on that second day of playoffs right there. You were
Yeah.
casting it, I believe. So
Yeah.
um I was already surprised that they were making it. I was like, it must hurt so badly if you're being called up 2 hours before the qualifier that you have the last chance to still participate. They made it stick and they managed to make it. And I was like, all right, but like they barely made it in. Might have been a fluke. They might be a little bit disappointing now. But then they came with an overtime. So for me, like Red Falcons is already pleasantly surprising me here because Clutch Rain actually has a lot of talent on their side. So I think Clutch Rain could be ending like 6th or 5th place maybe if they do well this season.
I think you've highlighted it right there, which is actually, they lost, but it was an overtime. They're kind of coming into this with little to no expectations of how it will play out. I like how they were able to clear out that warden, actually. I want to highlight that as well. What I'm seeing from Red Falcons is a clear understanding of the current, kind of meta within Siege. It shows that they have an understanding of how they want to play, and I think it's maybe just it's taking them a little bit of time to kind of build up to that kind of style of Siege that they want. And I think that's good, because it shows they've got promise. And I think that's what we want looking into this with, another, 13 play days ahead of us, 14 play days ahead of us. It's looking over towards what they can do kind of over the next kind of 2 or 3 months, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing now. Instead of 5 weeks, which we used to have before for our season, it's going to be up to 14, 17 weeks now. And not just that, we have the top 6 that will be invited to the finals, 3-day finals that we will be having instead of the top 4. So there's always going to be an opportunity for you to fight. Like, even if you're having an absolute terrible split 1, if you manage to turn it around in split 2, you can still become 6th or 5th overall, make it to the finals. You can still go to CL. Like, these players have the opportunity to improve, and it's up to them now to make that happen.
Oh, this round right here, this was heartbreaking right now. It's 3v2 right now, goes into the 3v1. Frag's last player standing on the bomb site, surrendered on all sides, 45 seconds remaining. It's not going to happen. I love the way that Clutch Rain were able to slowly recover that. I personally would have loved to have seen Red Falcons pull up back. But again, that's what I love about these games. It's the fact that we get so invested in it. And speaking of investment, let's talk about this. Frags should not have gotten away with this. He went fucking dirty onto the first
He should have gotten the
player.
second kill here, though.
He should have, but he didn't.
Like, I was watching and I'm like, all right, he's not peeking, so he's trying to go for the trigger discipline. He wasn't spotted originally by the Ash player.
Fucks off after.
I like how he managed to get away. Like, just try and go away. He of course doesn't escape fully, but like, if he was a bit more patient, he could have gotten the double kill right there. But yeah, it's just unfortunate.
One of the things I just love about this is how back and forth it is, right?
That's the kind of match you want. You want 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2. Like, you don't want like a 4-2. Like 4 rounds in a row, then 2, then you see 4 in a row, and you see another 2. Like, yes, it's exciting, but it's way more in your toes when it's like constantly trading rounds left and right.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I would expect that we're going to see a lot more of, is that these teams are going to learn from each other, and they're going to improve together, right? And I think that a lot of people seem to forget that, well, just because you've learned from Playday number 1, well, hopefully the other teams will have as well, I think. And let's kind of dive into that. We've seen a lot of Villa of the first kind of play day. Shally was banned out quite frequently. It was the first ban for most teams. It was first and second ban for a lot of teams. I would expect that's probably going to continue on, but I think that's going to be good, because at some point we're going to see Shally kind of coming back into it. We're going to see some of these teams maybe bringing out some maybe unorthodox strategies that we might not have seen before. When we're looking at a best of 1 kind of format, there's opportunities here for maps that other teams might not be as prepared for, and I'm excited about that.
It is, and something that is quite interesting to know that I think, but I'm not quite sure, I'm going to actually look it up right now. I don't think that the rate of Villa is as high in other regions for a best of 1, considering the fact that it is still considered, if you check EUL, it's only been played 3 times. 50%, 50% actually in terms of win rate, so there it's even an even split.
From what I can remember, last season, Benelux League Season 5, it was 11 times for the Villa, and then I think 10 for Oregon. So quite significant, actually, and I think a lot of people were quite surprised by that, because a lot of people, I think, have this kind of idea that Oregon is the most played, and I think...
Not here.
Not here. And even Clubhouse Coastline surprises me quite a fair bit because you always hear, oh well, Clubhouse, that's the Benelux map, but it's not. It's actually Tuscany in Italy is the most played. How do you feel about Villa right now?
I think it's a really, really cool map, right? Because you have the whole basement area, which is still pretty much underdeveloped, I dare to
Yeah,
say, in the current meta. Like, you sometimes see a player playing there. Also, often, I think G2 did it. A Pulse
yeah.
playing there, because you can, just like Constantly, you can
Scan
look
all
all
the
the
way
way
to
to
the
the
top.
top. So you're going to be able to get a lot of information out. So I think there is some fun ways with it. And I think due to the fact that we do not see Villa as often, there's still a lot that can be done right here. But besides that, it's a very interactive map. Like, it's push and pull, right? Like, you're going for aviators. You're first going to have a little bit of a scuffle in trophy stat tree. If you're in trophy
Yeah.
stat tree, it's going to be in aviator games. It's like it's basically tides. Basically, it's constantly moving up across the map. What's happening? Actually, I want to say something, Fraser, because I discovered it this weekend. There's a little bit of
Okay.
an Easter egg inside of Villa, and I'm not sure if you know it. It's not the
Which
Assassin's
one?
Creed logo. It's something else Assassin's Creed.
Ooh. Is
Ezio is
it
actually in the
the...
map.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Where?
If you go to the fountain spawn point and you
Yeah.
grab like the 12 times scope of Kali and you check
Okay.
the village behind the spawn point, there's a clock tower, like a church. You look
Yeah.
up on that church, you see Ezio sitting up there. It's no
No.
joke. No, it's for real. You're gonna have to check that out as soon as this is over. I'm not lying.
Can, can we get Shrike Easy in here to observe, to go into a custom game so we can figure that out? Is that actually...
No,
I
it's
did not know
actually
that.
true. I'm not lying.
Did you know about the Tachanka statue?
No, I didn't know about that one. Is that in
Yeah.
Villa?
Yes, on Villa. So in
Oh,
Art Studio, we actually have it. We used it for. I wonder if we can maybe show it. At some point, we had it for the prop
Toldersma
hunt
thing.
last week.
Okay, yeah.
With Todesma, and it's basically in Art Studio. If you go in
Mhm.
there, there's like a block of marble. If you melee that,
Oh.
it will reveal a Tachanka
Oh,
statue.
really? Okay, yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
don't melee blocks of marble for fun, so I'm very serious in this game. But okay, good to know.
Alright, fucking Wendigo boy. Alright, now we are actually going to talk about one last match. Now we don't have any clips for it, so you're just going to have to stare at his beautiful face over there as we're talking about this. 4 Elements, Gamma Gaming.
Yeah, 7-0
Clean
done.
7-0.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Come on.
I already said it. Gamma no longer in CL, so they will have to win Benelux to get that Challenger League spot.
Yep.
So beforehand, they didn't have to. They could just meme about a little bit, right? Now they do
Yep.
want to have the best seeding because it gives you a buy into first round, of course. Like, you only need to play 2 matches to go to CL. So what I think is that they're actually just playing, like, not super serious. So not like how they would play against Navi or any other EUL team if they were in EUL. But they're
Yep.
going to be playing a little bit more try hard, maybe a bit more
Yep.
aggressive, trying to catch people off guard. You saw it in the game, like a lot of jump outs happening, a lot of spawn peaks happening, and like even after 6 rounds, they weren't ready for it. So it is something to look at. I'm just wondering how many rounds they're going to be dropping. Leonski made a promise, and he said that people would get a jersey if they would drop 1 round for every 6 they win.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's
Okay,
a
going out
hefty
there.
promise. I think it was just
Um,
for Toldersman Antics though, but I'm not quite sure.
So I took a couple of notes down from the 4 Elements Gamma Gaming match.
Yeah.
First off would be Oregon being picked out. 4 Elements were the ones that were able to decide the map. They had the last ban. They chose to ban out Coastline. So they
Very
chose
good choice.
Oregon.
Yeah, that's very logical.
Yeah, they chose Oregon. There was not a single fucking plant.
Well, yes, because
7
they really
rounds.
struggled getting inside of the building.
Clearly.
Um,
Every single Gamma player went positive. Or kills.
mhm.
Avaish got a fuse kill! With
Yeah,
a
he did.
pistol!
But
How?
I think the worst thing is that Leonski actually managed to clutch something one time in his life. I think that's the one we actually have to light up right here, the 1v4 clutch that actually made #1 player of the week.
Correct. Now, we actually do have another little wee announcement that we can show. Speaking of which, we do have the MVP player from Playday number 1 and week number 1. We do
guess who it
indeed
is?
have Leonski coming in there.
This is
Kicking
his
some
first time,
ass.
probably.
Honestly, you know what? I love Leon. I love him. Great lad, good attitude, decent player. Can't hit for shit, but you know what? The rest of his team
He
do
actually
that
was
pretty
really
well.
accurate. Did you see the flicks that he was making? I was
did.
pleasantly surprised by the amount of kills and the way he got them.
Leon
Yeah.
probably plays with a bunch of lesbians because my god, that man can flick pretty well. Looking at this right now, a rating of 2.35. Jess would be proud. Kills 10 and 2. 10 kills, 2 deaths. How? He's good at like what is that? Like a 5 KD?
Yeah, that is a 5 KD. That's 10 divided by 2, indeed. Yeah.
Damn! That's a lot of fucking numbers. 66,
It is.
67% headshot ratio and a cost of 100%. Now, Hap, not only are you a resident fucking weather boy, you're also an analyst.
Mm-hmm.
Cost. What the fuck is that?
Kill, objective, survive, and trade.
Alright, so basically it's a fucking formula that people use to figure out
No,
whether
it's
or
not
you're
really.
valuable or not.
It's literally cost
Alright,
is
smart
like
ass.
it's you have four things, right? So you have kill,
Yep.
objective, survive, and trade. If you do any of those 4 in a round, you get a
Uh-huh.
point. And at
Okay.
the end of the game, they divide the amount of points by the total amount of rounds played, and out of that you get a percentage. That's literally how you do cost.
So
So
we're looking at it, that right there. 100% cost, that means he's
Yeah.
doing pretty fucking well.
that means he at least did something every single round. Yes, indeed.
Alright, so you know what? We're gonna clap. Alright, you ready?
It's the one time you're
There
going
we
to
go.
get a clap from Leonski. The next time you have to make EUL.
Alright, so we're looking at this right now. MVP, star player of the week is Leonski. We do also have a participation award for Joe. He did alright. Came in kind of last minute. Did some shit. Yeah, fucks. Looking at it right now, we've got some other player statistics to talk through as well, all gratefully provided by Siege.gg. Any player that's kind of stepping out for you right now? Is there anyone that you kind of want to highlight out of all of these?
I mean, it is logical to say, look at Leonski, look at Duco, right? Those are the 2 that stood up. Especially Duco being on a new team right now is going to be coming up. I think Hennessy also want to light up right here. 1.77 rating. Also getting 2 of those clutches. So I think those are the players I would like to highlight for now.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, something I'd look at here is the plants. Now, what I find interesting is, well, there's actually a couple of things. So Naxu and Yuri both stepping up with 2 plants for their team. But look down over towards KVM, Quicko,
I saw
Arnhem,
that.
and Flex. 3 players
Yeah.
from KVM Esports all getting a plant.
I think Lance is in the
I like
chat, so we
that.
could ask him whether or not it was because they died or whether it was because of the fact that they were just spreading roles.
I would presume, and I'd like that
I think
answer.
it's dying.
My assumption would be that it's the fact that their players are dying. But
Yeah.
the fact is, I like that because it's showing that they're not relying on a single person to get the plant down. It would imply that despite losing players, they're still able to get themselves into a decent planting position and a decent post-plant position.
Mm-hmm.
What I would probably assume that it's likely that their main player is dying. I mean, look at that Flex. Is usually one of the players on. He's usually on like the Habana, and he's usually kind of more of a flex role. So the fact that we're kind of seeing him getting plants down, I assume it's probably because their teammates are dying, which is good. I think fair enough. Fair fucks to it. I like these stats because I think they show off some of the players and they highlight different players from different teams, right? And it's not
Yep.
always the Gamma Gaming show, although my god, Leon would love that. It's about
Yes, of course he would.
all of the different players and what they can do here, right?
It is, yes. That is where we have these rankings for, and normally they are very top heavy towards Gamma. But not always, no.
I love this. We've just had an answer in
Don't
chat.
trust Lance, though.
We do
Okay,
not
dude.
pick up the diffuser during pick phase. Whoever gets the bomb is the planter. That sounds like bullshit.
He's just trying to play cool now.
Yeah. Cool as a cucumber. That's been put in the freezer for a wee bit too long. Kind of like Cap. It's just cool as shit.
I mean, it is. Thank you. Actually, I'm not
You're
gonna
welcome.
break down that joke, but thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
Appreciate it.
So, you're welcome. I still prefer Totosma. You know what? Let's talk about play day number 2. Coming up, that's going to be tomorrow. We've got some absolute bangers coming up. So we got Gamma Gaming versus Clutch Rain, 4 Elements versus Activity, Red Falcons, Team 7am, and then our last match, Game Fist versus KVM. So we're going to kind of do a little bit of a quick time event here. Give me your scoreline prediction for all of these matches. Okay, so Gamma Gaming, Clutch Rain.
7-1.
7-1? Oof, Jesus Christ.
Gamma.
Yeah.
That is.
I like how you're expecting Clutch Rain to do better than 4 Elements.
Well, yeah, 4 Elements was playing with 2 subs. So they had one player suspended and the other one is still underaged. So they had to at least get their analyst in and the sub.
B
so.
Saint, to be fair, B Saint actually did pretty fucking well.
He did better than anyone else. So I'm wondering if he's going to take a permanent spot at some point. But anyway, yeah, I think Clutch Rain will do better.
4 Elements Activity. I think it's going to be a closer game. I want to see more from Activity. I'd expect probably 7-5 for Elements. No, correction. 7-5 Activity. I'm going to go that.
I think 7. I mean, 4 Elements. They will be playing. No, it will be. I think it will be 7.
They've got their main players now.
Yeah, I think it will be 7-3 for 4 Elements because Yume is joining. I think it changes quite a bit to their lineup. It's like another Duco or Deepak, basically, in terms of fragging potential they get added to the roster.
I want to see more from Yuri. That's a player that I'm holding out for right there. Activity. If Yuri is on spot, if he is having a good game with a good game sense, I think that's going to be the good leadership that they need, the mentality that's going to drive them towards winning. Red Falcons 7am. I think this is going to be another overtime game, and I would love to see that because I think that 7am they're going to have a much easier time in comparison to their 7-1 against KVM. I think this is going to be a much closer game. I would like to see Red Falcons winning this one out. What do you think?
7am also had a suspension.
Yep.
Welcome.
Was that Vapor? Who was that?
Yeah, it was. So they will be playing with their main lineup, but like it's hard to judge from what I've seen. I think it will be a very close game. Could be going either way. I really don't know what to expect because KVM absolutely fucking destroyed them.
Oh, yeah.
Red Falcons is showing 4-2. So if I would have to choose, I think Red Falcons have an opportunity to win.
Yep.
Whilst I'm thinking like 7am should be winning, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that. I'm really going to be looking over towards Frags and Slayers for Red Falcons, apologies. I want to see more from them. 7am, I'm interested to see what they're going to do here. I think, again, it's fun. Let's see what they can bring to the table. Hopefully it's going to be a closer game and a better kind of representation for what they can achieve.
Yeah.
So looking over towards the last match here, Game Fist, KVM.
7-3 KVM.
Okay. I'm interested by that. Game Fist, I was honestly kind of surprised by that. I expected they would do a little bit better. 7-3. Lost to Activity. I want to see more from Game Fist. I'd be looking maybe more of a 7-1 here. 7-1, 7-2. For KVM.
For KVM? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see more from Game Fist. I would like to be wrong. And that's something I'd highlight. I would love it if I could be proven wrong by these teams because I want to see them exceeding expectations. Because that's the thing. Who fucking cares what I think? I'm a fucking nobody. But I watch these games and I have a lot of fun looking at what they can do, and I want to see more from that. Now, I do actually have a quote here. I reached out to some of the teams, and I have a quote here from Gamma Gaming, actually, because ironically enough...
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, Gamma Gaming did actually play against Clutch Rain during the Benelux Cup. Which is the reason why I reached out to them. Yeah. Gamma Gaming went 14-0 in the last match against Clutch Rain. And from the direct words from Leonski, they were fucking free.
It's a very, very Leonski-esque quote, I must say.
Yeah.
I don't know what much more to add to that.
I want to see Clutch Rain slap him around. I'd love that.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen. Like, honestly.
Have some faith. You know what? I want to see this being a closer game. I would love it if we could see Clutch Rain give it a couple of rounds back.
Of course, yes. I would love to see that too. I don't like seeing Gamma win everything constantly. I would love to see the Benelux just shaking it up right there and being right on the level with it. But I'm just being realistic here. Like, I think that Gamma, even if they would have to play with a sub or two, I don't think it will matter too much for them. Like, they are just
Yeah.
good on the like core of their gameplay right there. So I still do
Yeah.
think like 7-1, 7-2 should be really
I
doable for them.
I think 7-3 would be a good score for a clutch rain there. Kind of coming out. That would be a good
Yeah,
expectation to have there.
you don't
From
buy
what I'm
much
a-
from it, but
yeah. From what I'm aware, Gamma are going to be playing with Phenamine. From what I'm aware,
they're
so they don't
supposed
have.
to.
Yeah, they don't have Joe in for tomorrow. I'm assuming they're probably going to keep him on standby for later down the line. Correct me if I'm wrong. Transfer period is after Playday 7, from
Yes.
what I'm aware. So what we're going to see here, Gamma. I'm looking forward to the rematch between them and Four Elements after the split, or sorry, after the break. Because from what I'm aware, all of the teams will play against each other twice. So after
Yeah. Double
Lady
round
7,
robin.
we'll then see a repeat of that. So I'm looking forward to another Four Elements Gamma Gaming rematch. But for now, looking over towards all of the matches that we've got tomorrow, which one do you think will be the highlight for yourself?
I think the KVM one will be the one to go for. It is like I said it. It was like I think it's gonna be a KVM site show, but I think we might be surprised there, and I think like overall it should
Okay.
be the highest level in
Mhm.
gameplay that we will see.
Okay. That's fair. Alright, so I'm going to be looking over towards this. I think, for me, I think the main one I'm interested in will be the Red Falcon 7am. I want to see
Mm.
both teams kind of coming in home. Because, I mean, when we're looking at the leaderboard right now, obviously you've got Gamma Gaming number 1, KV, McKellen. I can never pronounce that, apologies. Second spot, Activity, Clutch Rain, Red Falcons, 3, 4, and 5th, respectively. I want to see 7am pushing back up there. They're currently in the 7th spot, Team 7am, 7th place. It's up to the name, but I'd like to see them at 6th.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to see that kind of 3rd to 7th space kind of evening up a little bit. I want to see these teams kind of getting a little bit closer because I think we have the potential to have a really close season here.
There is always the opportunity, yeah, and like what it looks like right now is that just KVM is like a step above, and then Gamma is like
A
another
step
step
above that.
above right
Yeah.
there. But I think that the midfield should be really packed indeed. Like we've seen it in
Yeah.
qualifiers, like games can go either way.
Yeah.
Luckily for 7am, it's best of ones, and they always lose their first round in the series with a 7-0. So they have some work
Yeah.
to do up there. But yeah, I hope to see surely that we are going to get a bit more of a closer competition than
Yeah.
what it might look like on first sight.
I mean, my kind of what I'm looking at here is 7am, 4 elements. They won 0 rounds and 1 round respectively for 4 elements and Team 7am. Then you look
Mhm.
up towards Game Fest, Red Falcons, Clutch Rain Activity. They had much stronger games. What I'd highlight there though was, well, 7am and 4 elements, they arguably had some of the harder opponents and the tougher opponents, so it's not a massive surprise to see them at the bottom of the leaderboard. I imagine as we kind of get into this, it should get a little bit closer. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Team 7am at least bumping up past Game Fest over the next playday. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that because 7am they're playing against Red Falcons. Game Fest they've got KVM. So
Yeah, but then
that's
again, standings don't really mean shit until day 4.
yeah,
Because
agreed.
purely like the sample size is going to be so small, and once you
So
have
small.
like day 4, you're going to have like the
Yeah,
ability to cross-reference everything, so you might be
yeah,
able to measure teams up against each other. So yeah, like I think like after day 4, it's going to be really valuable to look at the standings and be like, oh, so this is how it's shaping out. Right
yeah,
now, it's like you're basically just like, all right, Gamma, KVM, Activity, Clutch Rain. Okay, next play day, Gamma, KVM, and continue like that, and then like
mm-hmm.
I think I get what you mean. I
Mm-hmm.
want to see a big fight there, and I want to see it change literally every single day, and make it go crazy and unpredictable. Um, so yeah.
So speaking of unpredictability, we do have a giveaway. That's a
Hmm.
terrible segue, I'm aware. We do indeed actually have a giveaway for
Unpredictable.
today. Yeah, love it. Um, in collaboration with Rainbow Six Benelux, we are going to be giving away 1,200 R6 credits to those that are interested in taking part for this. What you need to do is, well, answer this fairly simple question. Who was the MVP from the Benelux League Season 5 Finals? In order to answer this, all you need to do, put the answer in the chat. Answer it in chat, just one word or 2 words. If you can figure out what the name of that player was, put it in chat, and then that will be pulled up at the end of today. We are going to go for a brief break just while we sort some things out, and then we're going to swap over to our wee game show. We've got one last thing to show up our sleeves before we end for today. Hap, any final words about tomorrow?
About tomorrow?
Yeah, about tomorrow.
Let's hope that the teams will bump up against each other just as much as you try to bump up against me in Harlem.
I don't know what you're on about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, Fraser.
I don't know what you're on about.
Let's cut it to a break.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Hoe ha het je moeder?
Oh my god, Fraser, it's hoe gaat het met je moeder? You forgot a full word there.
Anyway, welcome in, Hap. We've got a game show lined on up, and well, I am very much excited to see how you get on. We actually were able to run this last week
So am
with
I.
Toldisma. He got 14 out of 20. Here's hoping you can do slightly better. So looking at this, how's your experience and how's your knowledge with Siege right now? You feel kind of up to the task?
Well, it really depends, right? Because if you ask me any full gun name, any operator gadget name,
Anything like that you can do.
I will be able to do it. But like, I didn't read that much back into all the bios,
Okay.
because it doesn't add
Doesn't
anything
matter.
to esports production. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
I got my priorities in a different spot. But I think I might still be doing okay because I've been playing this game for 5 years, more than that even. So yeah.
Alright, well, we are going to be playing a game show that I have affectionately referred to as Prop Hunt. I totally
Okay.
didn't steal that from Gary's mod.
Tell
I
me
will
not.
be Anyway, the entire idea of this is, well, basically, I have gone around in a custom game in my own free time because I have no social life, and I have taken screenshots of random obscure objects that no one really gives a shit about. The entire idea of it as well, you can gain 2 points per screenshot because you need to tell me, first off, which map it is, and secondly, whereabouts it is, which room
Oh
it's in.
god.
So this is going to test your knowledge of the maps. Now, be warned, some of the maps are in the competitive map pool, and because I'm a sadistic little cunt, I've gone out there and I've also taken some from of the casual map pool, just to fuck
Yeah.
you over just that little bit harder. So, looking over towards us right now, I'm not sure if our producer can hear us, but if he can, let's go, Gandalf. Have a guess. Where are we thinking here? What are we looking at?
Oh, this is the broom at the bottom of the blue stairs heading into server on bank.
Very quick, very
Yeah.
decisive. Let's reveal the answer right there. We're going all the way straight on in, and well, it is indeed bank. And it is also the blue stairs, also known as the server room staircase, as
There
we
you
can
go.
see right here.
Yeah.
So, 2 points right there. Good job. Well done. Nice little broom. Let's go. Next question. What are you seeing here? Ooh.
That's the poster that is inside Classroom Oregon.
Ooh, okay. Let's reveal that one right there. It's a nice one there. You remember how if you open that wall up, that poster would still fucking stay there.
Yeah, sometimes it would indeed.
Yeah, it was really annoying. Anyway, you are indeed correct. That is Classroom on Oregon, so that's 4 already. You're doing pretty well so far. Let's
So
go
far,
next
it's
one.
good. Okay, yeah.
Quick fire.
Oh, okay. So this is Villa, of course.
Okay.
And I think I'm not sure if it's classed as a different room, but that would be dining because it's right next to the kitchen. You come through the kitchen, move through the double door, you see the little dining table on the side, and you move over towards the right, towards the laundry room. So that's where it's located. I'm not sure if it's called dining. That's at least the call we use on cast.
Are you sure it's dining?
Yeah, I just go for dining. I think it's dining.
Alright, let's go
I
for
can't be
dining.
arsed,
Let's
dude.
double down on that one. Dining and Villa is indeed
Let's
correct.
go! Got
It's
it.
part of the dining room on Villa. Very nice. Let's go. Next one. We're speeding through these ones for now. A little bit tougher. What are we thinking?
This is theme park, of course, and I think it's Dragon.
Ooh, what makes you say that?
Because I think this is next to the actual door heading into it from Dragon. At least I assume. It could also be split. No, it's not split because that wall's blue, so it's going to be Dragon.
Alright, let's reveal the answer. Let's have a look. And it is indeed right next to the door at the bottom of Dragon's staircase right now. 2 points right there. You are flying through these right now.
I
I
am.
do hope someone's keeping track of your points, because
I'm on 8, don't worry, I am.
Alright, let's go. Next one, let's go. What are we thinking here? What are you seeing?
Okay, so I'm trying to find out whether or not I'm being tricked. No, this is Oregon in the kitchen. Wait, hold up. Is it Oregon in the kitchen? This could be Clubhouse.
What do you see?
Well, you do see a microwave.
Well, no shit. So what are you thinking here?
I'm
Oregon?
trying to find out. No, this is Clubhouse, I think. Yes,
You
Clubhouse. I'm
sure?
gonna go for Clubhouse Kitchen. Yeah, because Oregon has different walls.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Let's just go for
Okay.
Clubhouse.
Alright, clubhouse and kitchen is indeed clubhouse and kitchen.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're about halfway through right now, I think.
Okay.
Looking at this. Alright, feeling pretty
How much
confident
does
about this one.
Toldersma have? Toldersma had like
14.
Oh, we're getting on the way already. 10 points. All right.
We're halfway there. Let's
Halfway
go.
there.
Next one. Let's see if we can try and keep this one rolling.
This is Villa. And it is I think it's living room.
What makes you say villa?
The walls?
Never played house?
Then it would be old
Fuck, I shouldn't
house.
say
The new
that.
like the new house. No, it's Villa.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Alright, we're gonna go villa. What are you saying for the room?
Living room, I said.
Fuck.
Oh.
Alright, come on, next one along. This is tough. You're sitting here, you're just rolling through these.
Oh, this one is a bit more difficult. It is going to be a bank again. I'm pretty sure. This is the same fucking broom.
They're all the same fucking
No, it
broom.
has to do with the. You can see it on the ground textures and on the wall textures. They're unique on every map. They're not being reused. So, like, if you put in the wall, you can already see which map it is. And before it's completely wrong, then I would be making a meme out of myself. I don't know what it is though. Would this no? Because that is like shelves, and that's a destructible wall next to it. Uh, I don't know. Bank. I would be tempted to say locker room because there's lockers, so I'm gonna say locker room.
All right, let's reveal the answer. It's indeed lockers.
Yeah, there we go. That
Who's
was
just got
bank.
some lockers?
Yeah, I mean, I was like, is this like maybe the exit, going to the alley spawn? But I was like, nah, because there's like shelves there with a broom instead of the, yeah, it's lockers. Okay, there we go. It's
Fair
14
enough.
now, right?
Sure.
I think.
No
Okay,
idea. I
we'll
stopped
get
counting.
into that later.
All right,
Yeah,
let's go.
okay.
Next one. Next one. Do we have an next one? We do indeed have an next one.
This is
What are we
house.
seeing
Well, it's a bamboo plant. This is house.
here? All right,
Um,
Antox. You see any cartons?
I don't see any curtains. I do see one on the right hand side. I'm gonna. Oh, there's like a house fault up there. I haven't played the new house that much, so that's kind of the annoying part.
Mhm.
I would say living again. No way, because that has a big TV in it, so it's not living. But I've no fucking clue what the name, what the other name would be. Dining. I don't know, dude. I'm gonna
All right, we go
throw it
in
up there, but it is house.
House on dining.
It's not. Is that the dining is wrong? I'm not. I'm gonna be sure of that, but um, it's gonna be house.
All right, let's go with house for now. Let's have a look at the second answer. Smash the
That's the
bedroom,
bedroom.
on house.
All right. Missing 1 point here.
Missing 1 point so
Unlucky.
far, so you can't go for 20, but you can go for 19.
That is true. Very true.
Let's go for the next one. Hey, look,
Theme
that's
park.
your only fan.
Oh my fucking god! Shut the hell up, Fraser.
I love that joke.
But I
It's
believe
your only fans.
it is theme park, and I believe that is the vault door you see right there. So that would be. Is that office? I think it's called office.
You're the caster.
Yeah, I'll give you my answer. So
Alright, let's go office theme park. Let's go. Is indeed the office on theme park. So, I think that concludes all of the answers. If I did the
19
numbers
points.
correctly, we've got one more question.
oh, okay. If
Do
we
we
do have one more, then
We do have one more.
Bartlett University Trophy. There you go.
Fuck! Are you serious?
We've played it during the Invitational, Fraser, against the world champions.
Reveal the answer.
19 points. There we go.
Fucking smart ass. 19 out of 20.
Yeah.
Alright. Looking at this right now, Toddlesmore came in. A little bit of knowledge, a little bit of information. 14 out of 20. How does
Did I
it
also
feel?
speedrun this or not?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
So we're looking at this right now.
That's what I'm living for.
19 out of 20. You fucking big dick that. It's the first time you've ever done that, let's be honest.
That says
Toddlesmore.
you.
Yes, it's me. 19 out of 20. That's pretty good. How'd you feel about that? Beating Toddlesmore pretty handily.
I mean, Toddlesman and I are one people anyway. So technically together we have 34 points. 33 points. Yes.
I hate you. So looking at this, that was quite fast as well. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, we're looking at this. Okay. So the last time that we did this podcast, we're like sitting in for about 3 hours.
Okay.
We have pretty much done this in under 2 hours.
Sometimes I'm fast. I mean, I am known for talking very fast when I'm finally
He's-
getting to play by play.
20-second champion.
20-second meta.
Sure, let's go with that. Alright, so obviously we've kind of had a bit of an interesting night so far. Is there anything that you'd like to kind of say about Benelux kind of coming up?
I just feel guilty for Matt saying this section was supposed to take 25 minutes and I do it in like 4.
I'm happy with that, dude. I'm happy. I'm just vibing.
Oh. Yeah.
Right, so like seriously, come on, let's have some serious talks for a second. Like, how are you feeling
Okay.
about Benelux tomorrow?
I mean, I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna be watching again, just chilling with the admins and
Yeah.
watching the games, even having some chats with the guys. I'm just like, I've done this. Well, I'm not really done. I'm not casting at the moment, but this is like one,
Yeah.
two, three. See, this is my 9th, 10th season of doing things within the Benelux. So, like for me, it's not really that new anymore. Whatever changed are the teams and the players that play, and I'm like, of course, I'm excited. I just want to see the
Yeah.
plays. I want to see the upsets happen, and that is really what I'm like hoping to see.
Yeah. So as a reminder, we are still running the giveaway. I think we'll only run it for another couple of minutes. So if you do want to take part in that, well, you can indeed, as it says in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, just underneath Stein Hap Hapers, who was the MVP from the Benelux League Season 5 Finals. What you need to do is put the name of the player in the chat down below. Let me help you out. It wasn't Hap.
I didn't play. No.
No, you're casting it. Probably.
Yes, I was actually.
What are you casting with? Was that Anthox or
No, that was
Tordisman or
Thorisma.
Fastan? Oh, I love you two together. You're great.
It was actually me and Thorisma the entire weekend, and Antux on the desk. That was their first offline. No, second for
Is
Antux.
he the one
Actually,
that
offline thing.
because I remember he always wears like the turtlenecks, doesn't he?
Antux, yeah, he does wear a turtleneck with like a burgundy red
Burgundy
blazer.
red kind of That's nice. I like that. All right, so Jack, come on. Give us your answer if you want to take part in this giveaway for 1,200 R6 credits. All you need to do is put the name of the player that won the MVP for Benelux League Season 5 Finals. Put that down in chat. Hap, you want to have a guess? You wanna take a wee gander?
I know who it is.
That's fucking boring then.
I mean, just like this whole prop hunt we just did.
Fuck
I'm
off!
pretty quick with these things. I'm just a walking encyclopedia for
Encyclopedia.
yeah,
You like Liquipedia if it was
but
Dutch.
in like living version of it, almost. Maybe
Are
I'm
you
dead on
excited
the
to have
inside.
Talanovans back?
Dude, I cannot wait until I'm out of my freaking room and I'm inside the studio. I'm literally going insane from literally sitting here every single day, casting EUL and APAC. I mean, the matches are great. I have great people I work with. I just want to be in the studio so I can mess with production
Oh.
even more.
What's it like being in a studio?
Well, the
Like
thing
just
is,
like
I'm
working
a
from it.
very spoiled guy because I have been working from a studio literally day one. So
Yeah.
for me, this is like a step back where I've never been before. I've never done home broadcasts.
Oh, really?
And now yes, because my first day was literally in the studio. My first season was literally at a studio. I didn't do the community broadcasting things other people do. So now I'm like sitting back at home, just smiling at the camera, dying on the inside, like, yes, Milosh, let's go to the ads. Like
Uh, I've never,
basically.
I've, I've never had the opportunity to work in a studio, but I've always heard very good things about the chemistry as well. From being able to sit down, and literally look at the person you're working with, right? The
Yeah.
bond that you're going to be able to get is obviously a lot stronger. Do you think that's something that you and Toldesmar kind of really were able to take advantage of when you were working with him for Benelux?
Yeah, of course. But the thing with me and Todosma as well was that we were just like really good friends. We really clicked well together, as in like
Yeah.
personalities. Um, and well, I mean, it didn't help that it did help that we literally started. The first broadcast we did together was on the party 2016. No, party 16, but it wasn't 2016, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And we literally had a delay of 6 hours. It was my first ever siege event, so we were just chilling for 6 hours right behind the casting booth waiting to get going because there was tech issues for 6 hours. Don't ask me how. Either way, I said don't ask me how.
Well,
I
yeah, but
freaking
you
don't
said
know.
don't do it, so I'm like, all right, I'm
Yeah,
gonna do
I
it.
know. Of course you do. Um, but like we were sitting there for 6 hours and we were just talking, getting to know each other because we knew we were going to be working together for like the coming season and became friends. Figured out that we used to do the same study. Toldersma didn't quit. I'm still doing it on the background. I still have like a couple of things to do.
Mhm.
But yeah, like that's basically where it started. And then we worked in the studio together and I was freaking trash and casting. And of course,
Look at
Todosma
you
having a
now.
lot of
You're
experience,
slightly better.
slightly better at casting indeed than he used to be. Some might still want to argue that. Either way, Todosma really helped me grow. And I, of course, having played the game a shit ton, knew a lot of the things as well that was like telling Todosma, so this is why they do this and that. Like they enable themselves to go for that play. So we basically helped each other in developing for the game. Yeah.
I still love the story that Todosma told me about first time I ever casted was with Milan, and right before he went on, he was like, how many rounds do they need to win?
Yeah. I mean, at least he was better than the guys we had before him because they were literally casting it as a remote RC controlled guy, like a car driving through a hole in the floor. Do you know what I'm
What?
talking about then? Yeah.
No.
Okay, so a drone drove through a hatch because intended, but they like thought it was like, oh my god, the worst thing in the world just happened. The RC controlled car just drove into the hole and disappeared. But it just dropped down the hatch because it was being chased down by a defender. So yeah, that's
What
where
the
we came
fuck?
from. Now we have me that can speak Dutch, so got deported
Now we
towards
have
the
you, a fucking
EUL.
world-renowned fucking moron
And then yeah, told us my
and
antics.
weather
And
forecaster.
was I right on my prediction though? Yes, I
You were,
was.
because you checked whether or not it was gonna rain in fucking Pakistan.
Yeah, because they had internet issues, which meant that their top player wasn't going to be able to play. So sometimes weather does have an impact on Siege games. You don't know.
I'm so fucking done with you. You know what? You know what? We're gonna reveal the winner of the giveaway now. Let's see if we could roll that and hope that I don't fuck it up. But I didn't! Scream Murray is gonna be winning
Oh
that one
my
out there.
god! Look at him.
Look at that.
He's gonna
We
give it
didn't
away
fuck it
again.
up last time. You know, the first time that we ran the giveaway,
Oh,
we
really?
accidentally gave it. Yeah, we gave. So I accidentally set it up so it would give it to the people that weren't eligible. So first I gave it to Zazu, then I gave it to
Oh,
Nightbot,
okay.
and then I gave it to Trix
Oh, Nightbot even. How did Nightbot manage to get it?
because it was set so it shouldn't select moderators, and Nightbot was a moderator. So because I said it that it accidentally picked from the ineligible people,
Oh,
and
okay.
accidentally picked Zazu. Then Trix, our production manager, and like our producer, and then Nightbot.
Unlucky.
Scream is Arwen. Oh fuck me!
He is. He's a producer, and if you give it to him, he's just gonna run another giveaway with it on Twitter. I'm telling you right now.
Olo! I was gonna come out on that. Nothing's ever easy over here, but you know what? We're gonna give it to R6 Olo. Been active in chat. We're gonna be giving that there. A giveaway for what though? It's a giveaway for 1,200 R6 credits.
Every week.
Every single week. Which is, well, if you don't give a fuck about any of our content, that's at least one reason why you might want to participate and watch. Fuck it, you get some R6 credits out of that one. R6 Olo is going to be coming away with some of that. So hope you're going to enjoy that. You could spend that on maybe some pilot program skins. What's your favorite pilot program skin?
I really like the G2 Vigil uniform.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool, especially like the chest plate, which is like the
Yeah.
G2 logos. And I like that they managed to get their logo, of course, on the face mask. Like I always said, Vigil is like a really good operator to work with due to the face mask being there.
Yeah.
La Casa de Papel, for example, also really good skin on Vigil.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Team Liquid. Team Liquid on Ace. Navi. Banana skin is alright. I preferred it from Mozzie. You know, the last one.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
still
had
have
the
the
cool helmet.
2018 Immortals for Mira.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Slight issue with that. Mira gets banned all the fucking time, so can't really play her. Yeah. You know what? I've had a blast today. Hap, thank you very much for joining me throughout this. I know it's been a bit of a quiet day, but you know what? It's been a lot of fun basically being able to sit down, talk a little bit about something that we both have in common. No, it's not you sledgehammering me in the fucking face on DayZ. Instead, it's Benelux. So thank you so much for getting involved with this. Where can people check you out on social media?
Again, first of all, very sorry for speed running your prop hunt. It wasn't my intention.
Don't be. That's okay.
Besides, yeah, I mean, you can see the tag right there, right? Like at Hap R6. Oh wait, in front of the mic arm. There we
There.
go.
Yeah, then
There
there.
it is. I pinned the rest of my socials, so if there's anything else you'd like to follow, like Instagram or join the Discord, you can all find it there.
Thank you very much, Hap. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, talking some shit throughout today. As a reminder for everyone that's kind of tuning in, we are running this every Tuesday, at least for the foreseeable future, if possible. That'd be great. We're going to be doing this. Basically, it's a little podcast, a little bit of additional content related to the Benelux scene. We're going to be bringing in different members of the Rainbow Six Benelux community, from content creators, casters, analysts, coaches, and players. Hopefully, over the next wee while, to basically get a little bit more insight to give you guys an up-to-date opinion of what is going to be happening not only tomorrow, but also in the future play days of the Benelux League Season 6. If you want to check me out on social media, it's @FirstR6S, as shown down below. Go check out Hap at Hap_R6 on social media as well. And also, whilst you're at it, at Rainbow Six Benelux for providing, us this opportunity to basically fuck around, have a bit of a laugh. Thank you for letting us do this. Hopefully it's been worthwhile. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, let us know. And make sure that you kind of stay tuned on all of the Benelux social medias for more information. Other than that, that's about it from me. I'm going to hop out and go get some McDonald's because it's a Tuesday.
I mean, a producer would pay, right?
It would be really nice if our producer...
No, yeah, do you remember that? Or, like, if he wouldn't respond to us within 10 seconds, he would pay for
Yeah, we actually said that. At the start of the broadcast, we said that if our producer, Matt, didn't respond to us within 10 seconds, he would have to pay for not only my McDonald's, but also his over there.
Mine, yeah. I have it set up late, so I can show you right after.
Yeah. So, you know what? It's been a blast. Thank you so much for taking part. And, well, you know what? Other than that, I'm going to fuck off now. Speak to you all another time. Goodbye, guys.
I'm searching for some sunshine. Just need one ray through the dark skies. I gotta look for the bright side. I know we're gonna be alright.